Shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala coming back at you with another lesson. I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And we're going in again on this guy right here. This guy, I can't remember what his name is that you see on the screen, but he makes some very interesting points, but they're all scriptural. Okay, the rest of the world sees these Edomites and Western imperialism and Western culture as the destructive, demonic culture that they are. Okay, and he goes into it. Now I'm gonna let him speak.
Never pays attention.
I'm gonna let him speak, but before that, I'm gonna grab a quick precept. Micah 2:2, and it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work an evil work. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When it is morning, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power, in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay. So that right there is basically Esau Edom and his tactics on the world, and how he goes into other lands and he takes people's lands and oppress the people. And like I heard someone say when Cristobal Colon came over here to the Americas, and they wiped out the indigenous population. They wiped out 95% of the indigenous population and then said that they were the majority. Well, you went in and you made treaties with everybody, and then you killed everybody. And that's how you became the majority. It was because of rape, rob, murder, and pillaging. And this is the history that you're not going to be able to escape from. And that's going to lead me to my next verse. But before that, let me go ahead and play this some of this video.
Never learns, never studies, and never changes. So that everyone that he bullied, eventually surpasses him in adulthood, in every conceivable way, in maturity, in skills, in knowledge, in intelligence.
And this is what's happening in the rest of the world. The rest of the world is becoming wiser. The rest of the world is becoming more powerful, militarily, economically, socially, while the West is falling into a pit. I just want to get a quick one. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? You see, so that's what's happening. They don't know how to keep control over the world and their empire. They don't know how to keep the other nations in check, because frankly they can't, because their wisdom was to rape, rob, murder, and pillage and destroy everything, okay, and oppress the people. All right, and that tactic can only last for so long before everything starts to degrade and fall apart. You only can oppress people for so long before things just start to fall apart, and it no longer works anymore. And that's exactly what's happening in the system. You only can use deception and trickery and violence for a certain period of time before it all falls apart. Okay, so let's go back to this video.
Career, in health, in relationships, in everything. While he remains a stunted man-child who nobody can stand. No one wants to be around. Well, that's the West. Every Westerner has been deprived by their ancestors of a history that they can be proud of. A history that gives them a chronological record of their development, their advancement as a people. Because the West is just as primitive, just as barbaric, just as shallow, just as selfish, petty, deceitful, and immature as they were 3,000 years ago. So I say West because I mean the West. You can't divorce imperialism from the so-called civilization that imperialism emerged from. This isn't even just about the endless crimes of the West against the rest of the world. No, I'm talking about the whole so-called culture, the so-called civilization that has utterly and miserably failed its own people. You literally had to suppress everyone else, oppress everyone else, burn, loot, and destroy everything that everyone else had, everything that they built, that everyone else built, everything that they accomplished, just so you could try to make your so-called civilization look developed. Only by de-developing everyone else. You had to tie their hands and feet just to pretend that you could beat them in a race. And again, it's just like some dumb bully in school who cheats on his test, cheats on his homework. Okay, you'll get an A on the test, but you're still dumb.
And you see, and that's the whole point. You know, they oppress a man and his heritage, and they take the land by force and by violence. And that's exactly what he's done throughout this history. And that's why you're starting to see his society fall apart, because these are you know, the scripture says, be not deceived, for the Lord is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he reap it. So Edom has sowed wickedness upon the world for centuries. Okay, so what do you think you're going to get in return? You know, when you had the power, all the other nations suffered according to what they have sown throughout the centuries, especially the nation of Israel. Israel has gone down the drain. And honestly, we ain't even do shit to the other nations. We just offended the Lord. And because we offended the Lord had put us into this great captivity and kept us in this thing. All right, and put us under the boot of our enemies, which is Esau, Edom, the worst, the basest of men. But now the rest of the world is seeing that, hey, Esau, Edom, even though they had appeared as a military power, they appeared as an angel of light, that they're really trash. Okay, that they're really trash. And we're gonna go back to Micah 2. We're going to read verse 3, because this is the punishment. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. You see, so you're not going to remove your necks. You're not going to get out of this. You're not going to magically turn Babylon around and come back into power, even though you're now going to try to force people to get the MOTB, even though you're going to have AI taking over everything, you're still not going to get out of this situation, okay? Because it is written, okay? It is written, it's done. Esau, Edom, you're at the end of your rope. And when I see stuff like this, I understand that the Lord, the prophecy, and you know what, let me just get it real quick. All right, Isaiah 25:7, it says, and I will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. You see that? So the Lord is removing the covering cast that was cast over all the nations to make them believe that this devil has been an angel of light, because he never has been. Okay? The devil ain't never been, Esau, Edom ain't never been an angel of light. The scriptures talk about it. He did good. He didn't do it willingly. So if he does good and he doesn't do it willingly, he didn't do it on purpose, that means that this nigga is just evil. Okay? He's just an evil being. He forms mischief. Okay? Consistently is what he thinks of. It's mischief and how to be destructive and how to be evil, because that is the nature of his mind, the nature of his spirit. All right? And now the Lord, because, hey, the Lord is a balanced power. He gave everybody their opportunity to rule, even the basest of men. Okay? And he's showing the world that, hey, there's only going to be one, the King of Kings, the King of Kings, Prince of Princes, Lord of Lords, Yahweh Shai, that's going to come back, the Prince of Peace, that's going to have an everlasting kingdom. Because his kingdom is going to be that pleases the Lord forever. You know, he's going to run his kingdom, and he ain't going to run it into the ground. He's just going to continue to build and expand his kingdom, because he's going to be profitable. Because his kingdom is of the Lord, is of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, it is the kingdom of Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai is going to run that kingdom, because the scriptures say it is my good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So the Heavenly Father is going to give the kingdom to his son Yahweh Shai. And under him is going to be King David and 144,000 that's going to reign forever and enforce these statutes that the Lord is going to give. But eventually it's going to get to a point to where you ain't going to even have to enforce it, because the world is going to be ran so well based off of the laws, statutes, and commandments for so long. And don't think that the world ain't going to remember what's happening here, what happened on this side. when the kingdom comes. Yeah, the world gonna remember. Okay, the other, just like Israel gonna remember, the other nations gonna remember too. They're gonna remember what happened on this side, and they're going to a lot of them going to try to go back to their old ways. That's why the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, and those that will not bow before me, bring them before me, so I can and slay them. You know, and that's why it says he shall dash the nations into pieces like a potter's vessel, because you're going to get some that's going to rebel. They ain't going to want to do it, right? But at first it's going to get a lot of rebellion, but as time progresses, right? As time progresses and things go on, the other nations are going to say, wow, let us go up and learn from them, because what they're teaching is profitable. Okay, this is profitable. This is going to keep our nation flourishing forever and ever and ever. You see, and the other nations are gonna realize that, and they're gonna look at this world and they're gonna say this world was trash. Every aspect from every part of this world is going to be considered trash compared to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, even the least part of the kingdom of heaven is going to be greater than any section of the history of this side. Okay, down from the Babylonians, the first Babylonian Empire, all the way down to the beast system. Okay, all right. If you can imagine this, the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, I believe. All right, in the book of Daniel. Then and you had the Babylon, which was the Golden Kingdom, which was the if you understand the concept of gold, it was the most precious, and it was basically the best kingdom out of all the kingdoms that was ever created. Was that one? That's why it was the golden head. And then from there, every kingdom just got worse and worse and poor quality until we got to where we are right now, Babylon, which is the iron and miry clay. Okay, just a garbage kingdom, but also ruled by the basis of men, which is Esau, Edom. All right. So the Lord, when the kingdom comes, you know, the other nations are going to flow. As a matter of fact, let me just get it. And this also proves that the people that are in the land are not the people, because ain't nobody doing this. This is Isaiah 2:3, and it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain, which mountain means government, of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob. So that means that these ain't the people, because they're saying we're going to go up to the house of the God of Jacob. Okay, so these ain't Israelites. And he shall teach of us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. And out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So you see, so the other nations are going to adopt this, man. They're going to say, let us go up. Why? Because they're going to see, wait. Hey, the way they running things is profitable. The way they doing things is causing us to prosper big time. Let's go learn this. Okay. Now, of course, with anything, when you first implement a big change, you're going to have you're going to have dissenters. You're going to have rebellion. Okay. That's what's going to happen. But that's going to change over time. Okay. Because they're going to say to themselves, let us go up and learn from the house of Jacob. Let us go up and learn. And let's see, you know, so we can take this knowledge back to our nation so we can flourish. All right. So going back, we're going to go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. We're going to listen a little bit more. We're going to go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. All right. This is Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It says, we're going to start at verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Okay, so we know that he cannot do well because he is an evil being. His soul in itself is low. Okay, his soul in itself is crouched over, it's bent over, it's crooked. All right. And it says, verse 5, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay? So we're going to play a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and close it out.
You won't progress educationally at all. That's not going to benefit you. Your appearance of knowledge on a test you cheated on is short-lived. Whereas you can lock the smart kid in the gym locker, but he's still the smart kid. I mean, imagine, you go all around the world and smash up everything that other civilizations built, loot what they built, pillage, steal, even steal their ideas and their concepts and their philosophies. And then you sit on top of this mountain of stolen goods and declare yourself to be rich because of your own merit. And imagine telling this lie to your children, to your own children, to your grandchildren, generation after generation.
And that brings me to another precept. Yeah, there it is right there. This is Jeremiah 16 and 19, and it says, "O my Lord, strength, O my Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanities, and things wherein there is no profit." You see? So they've been telling their children these lies, and they've been telling our people these lies. And this is an inheritance that was given unto us. And the Lord said, you know, in the end, they're gonna devolve all them lies. They're gonna say, nah, all this was lies. Okay? All this was lies, all this was vanity and things that had no profit to us. Because what does vanity mean? It means to fade away. Okay? To fade away. Vanity, when you are vain, that shit gonna fade away. It's gonna go into obscurity. It's not gonna be anymore. Okay? So you inherit things that have no profit.
How do you think that's gonna go? You didn't invest in creating actual merit. You cheated, you lied, you stole, you brutalized.
And there's a saying that says, what you cannot gain by merit, you take through violence. And that's an old saying that goes for Esau Edom. What you cannot gain through merit, you take through violence. All right. So I'm going to grab this one last precept and we're going to go ahead and close it out. This is Habakkuk 2 and 2. It says, shall not all of these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, which means debt. So you've increased your land. You belong in Petra, man. Okay? That's where you belong. You belong in Mount Seir, man. That's your land. That was the land that was given to you. Okay? You don't belong everywhere else in the world, but yet you're there because what? You've taken the world by violence. All right? And you've increased things that are not that are not yours, and imposed systems on people that are not profitable. And now the world is seeing you for who you are, man. So, you know, with that, I pray this edifying lesson to end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Akim Shalom.